Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
It's our monthly Stoneville update, and Town Manager Lori Armstrong is on the line. Hey, Lori, and Happy New Year.
Good morning, Mike, and Happy New Year to you, too.
Well, we're all looking for a better 2021, that's for sure, than we just came through. Challenging, but as you and I were talking before we started the podcast, still a lot of positives. Always looking for the positives, but a lot of negatives there, too. So we're looking for more positives this year, aren't we?
Yes, we are, and just excited about developing Stoneville and working with our community and continuing to develop wonderful partnerships.
Certainly. Okay, well, we've got the regular meeting tonight, the Stoneville Town Council meeting. That's at 7, a Zoom meeting, as you've been doing for a while now. And I know it's time to take a look at the audit. That was delayed a little bit for all the municipalities, wasn't it?
It was due to COVID. Our local governing council, the LGC, had, I think they were backed up, and so we got ours. We passed, and we're excited, and it'll be delivered tonight by Craig Hopkins of Gibson and Company. He'll be here, and he is first on the agenda tonight, so we're excited about that.
Okay, but it looks good. The audit looks good.
Yep, it sure does. I could not be more pleased, given what we've just been through and taking into consideration 6 months of that. So we are, it looks good.
Yeah, okay, very good. All righty, and then I see, I don't know what this is, NCDEQ Notice of Regulatory Requirements. What is that?
Well, Mike, back in 1996, there was an incident with a buried fuel tank here in town, and it was removed, and everything was mitigated at the time. And North Carolina DEQ is coming back around to make sure that everything can be closed properly. So there are some things that the town must do in order to make that happen, and with some sampling of water that was around that area. And tonight we're going over those requirements with the board.
Okay, all right. So I'm assuming that may be Department of Environmental Quality. Is that close?
You are correct. You get
Okay.
an A+ today, Mike.
All right, good. I need an A+. All right. All right, Town of Stoneville Medical Services.
Well, we are getting ready to begin some conversations with UNC Rockingham Hospital about the possibility of bringing some type of medical services back to Stoneville. We lost those a few years ago, and we have a pharmacy in town. We have a lot of community residents that would use the service. We have a school with 400 children. There's an opportunity for a partnership, and the first meeting with myself and some of the employees from UNC Rockingham, we're going to just start a conversation about that and see where it goes.
Okay. Yeah, that's certainly something that's needed. I know you've looked at kind of over the years, many years, the doctors that have come and gone there, and you need one, don't you?
We do, and I think it would serve the overall good for, you're looking at into Sandy Ridge, you're looking at into Ayersville, Shiloh. There's a potential for patients to come in from not just Stoneville, but from other areas. And so we're excited about starting discussions. Can't promise anything, but we can always talk, and I think a lot of times a conversation spurs action.
Okay, well, I hope that goes well. Here we are back with the Public Works building in old business, but in the new year. So what's the latest on that?
Well, we are. I'm really excited about the fact that moving forward with this project, we're looking to figure out how to do our informational sessions, and there may be the board will decide how they would like to move forward with that. I'm really excited about getting something up. I'm really excited about the newness and just having a good workspace for our public works department to be in. And so we're going to talk about that tonight in terms of phase one, kind of beginning from the beginning and working our way forward. So that's exciting to me.
Fresh start for the new year.
Yes, fresh start. That's great. Another A+, Mike.
Okay, all right, very good. Stoneville Youth Council. I've heard about their good work, but what's going on there on the agenda here is under the old business section.
We are looking at establishing a new type of youth council for Stoneville and looking at McMichael High School for some representatives. Local government in general, a lot of times is not the happiest thing to talk about. A lot of times people come to government when things go wrong. And what we're trying to do is educate our youth about the goodness that local government can do in a community and how much time and effort it takes. And we're looking for, I think it's 12 representatives, and they'll work with our board in order to learn kind of their roles and responsibilities and then venture off into some projects of their own, such as volunteering for, let's say, picking up litter or volunteering for helping out with an event or something they think up on their own. So we're looking for fresh ideas and youth, and I'm really excited about sharing. There's a passion when you're in public service, and you know that as well as I do. Mm-hmm. And if you don't share that passion regularly with youngsters and young adults, they're never going to know that it exists. And so that's one of the main focuses on the Youth Council right now.
Well, I know you've got to get young people interested, so you'll have future leaders there that you're shaping and getting them ready down the road, aren't you?
Absolutely. And one thing that's really fascinating, I think, everyone loves, they love to come in and talk to the PD, and they love the fire department, and then you get into water and what's under the ground, and there's so many mysteries sometimes, and there's so much behind-the-scenes work that's done that people never even think about. And I think you and I were talking about water bills earlier, and just all the maintenance, all the infrastructure that goes into producing that water. And, I, for a long time, did not really think about infrastructure. I just paid my water bill. Mm-hmm. And once you start to think about that, the engineering behind it, how it gets from point A to point B, I think a lot of times kids get excited when they can actually see something. So we have a new camera and those kinds of things that we can run. They can talk with our chiefs here and just recreation, code enforcement, clerk, finance, HR. You've got a lot of things here that I think that our youth could really get excited about.
Oh, I think this is a great idea. Okay, let's get those young people interested in new eyes, new perspective.
Yes, and Katie Webster is an intern with us. She's getting ready to start her Master's of Public Administration at Carolina. Actually, she and I were talking this morning. Her first 2 classes are this week, and so I was just encouraging her to do that. I'm almost finished with that program, and so she came and wanted to intern with us, and I said, absolutely. So I'm just really excited to have a young intern here who's passionate about local government as well.
Oh, wonderful. And I appreciate your passion, Lori. It's there, and I commend you for that.
Thank you, Mike.
The Vision Retreat, I've heard you mention that in recent meetings. Are we getting, is there a date on the schedule, on the calendar for that?
Well, we're going to decide tonight if we're going to do the Vision Retreat. We had talked about that previously, and I'm trying to get a date down. The Vision Retreat we started that last year, and it's something for the board and just to talk about their vision for the year and update the 5-year, 10-year plan. I think it's really important. Visions change over time. The overall goals, the 5 and 10-year goals, usually stay around the same but how do we get to those can change sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, for example, one of the goals was downtown beautification, sprucing up. So we created a downtown beautification committee, and they're working hard on some things. We're trying to keep our crosswalks have been completed by DOT, and so there are a lot of new things that go on that take time to build upon. We have new parking spaces done, and our public works department did those. So, how do we get from point A to point B, and what's the most important to you, and prioritize those? So I think it's an important conversation before budget time.
Mm-hmm, sure. Okay. So deciding on that tonight. And then your report, always to the board, just day-to-day operations and social media outreach, I see on that. Anything you wanted to mention on that?
Well, day-to-day operations-wise, the town hall is still closed to the public. However, you can still pay your water bill. We have a drop box. If you need anything, just call. And if you need to come in, we can make arrangements for that. I don't want anyone to think that the doors are locked, they're locked out. We can make arrangements if you need to come inside, or we can come outside and talk with you. Social media outreach, the town of Stoneville, we've started a Facebook page, and we've done a couple of readings on that, and people are tending to like that. We did Dr. Seuss, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
And then our police department read The Mouse Before Christmas, and that's reached a lot of people, and we're going to continue doing that, working with the library, partnering with them. They're choosing our books for us, and so I'm really excited about that, and hopefully up-and-coming reading can be at the library itself.
I've watched one of those readings there, and that was kind of neat. I enjoyed that.
Thank you. Yeah, we just one of those things. Reach out to the community. We know that times are tough, and sometimes a book I can remember being read to as a child, and my mother read to us every night. But it was special when my dad read to us because he didn't do it very often because he worked a lot. And so when the PD read for on Christmas Eve, I think sometimes those male role models reading and female as well. I just think it's a great resource, and just to encourage kids to keep reading.
Oh, sure. Yeah, just to have someone in that capacity in the police department to do that. I think that's kind of neat. Remember when our kids were growing up, I was in one of the schools every Friday reading, and I always enjoyed that. I had such a good time. I think I enjoyed it, maybe more than the kids. I'm not sure, but it was a lot of fun.
I always have to. Yeah, I always have to. I like to do voices and characters.
Oh, yeah,
and things.
that's fun. Yeah. Well,
it is.
that kind of takes us through the agenda. There's 7 items on the agenda tonight, and your name is on 6 of them. So this is your meeting tonight, Lori Armstrong. you got it covered.
Just updates, hopefully so, and I can answer all questions. And if not, as always, I will always find out the information. One new item, it's at the top. It's called Council Comments. Mm-hmm. Mayor Galvin decided that she would like for each council member to have 3 minutes to speak about the town from their perspective and hopes. So tonight that will begin. Council members do not have to speak. However, they will have the opportunity. So each person will have 3 minutes. It'll be a timed section, and time will not be shareable. So I can't wait to hear what some of the things are and what perspectives they'll bring tonight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what a great idea! Yeah. Okay. Kudos to the mayor for coming up with that one. Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I see that right up at the top, and I just kind of skipped right over it. So yeah, I'll be looking for that, listening for that tonight. Okay. Good idea.
It'll be first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'll give out your website information here, and anything else before we finish?
Well, just a huge thank you to you, Mike. I've enjoyed doing these the meeting before the meeting, kind of on Tuesdays before our meeting, and we can't thank you enough for your positivity and coverage. And looking forward to partnering with you in the future.
Okay, I am too. Thank you, Lori. Have a good meeting
You're
tonight,
welcome.
and we'll